Hello and a very warm welcome to Science Monitor, your weekly update on what's happening in and around the country in the field of science, technology, research and innovation. With a special focus on India, we bring you the stories that have the potential to change the S&T landscape of the country and impact your life. From the successful organization of Iisf 2021 at Panaji, Goa, to the success stories from rural India, enabled by scientific interventions, we have plenty in store for you today. But first, let's begin with the headlines. India International Science Festival 2021 successfully organized in the capital of Goa. Participants from across the country and abroad joined the festival organized in hybrid mode. The 7th edition of Iisf saw a lot of enthusiasm among the visitors. We'll show you how people reacted to this year's edition of Iisf. Air delivery of COVID-19 vaccine started in Jammu. Indigenous Octa Copter drone developed by CSIR NAL will ensure last-mile delivery of vaccines even in difficult terrains. And seaweed cultivation has transformed the lives of marginalized communities in Rameshwaram. A local unit of CSIR, CSM, CRI has empowered the communities by imparting skill training and deploying modern techniques. And now the news in detail. The 7th India International Science Festival was successfully organized at Panaji in Goa. Organized by the Science Ministries and Departments of the Government of India in collaboration with Vigyan Bharati, the world's largest science festival ran from 10th to 13th December. This year, the central theme of the event was celebrating creativity in science, technology and innovation for prosperous India. And the 12 programs of this 4-day event saw many visitors and participants. Let us see our special report on Iisf 2021 to get more details.
The India International Science Festival 2021 was successfully hosted at Panaji, the capital of Goa. It was the 7th edition of the festival, which is also known as the Mahakumbh of Science. This time, the festival celebrated the 75th year of India's independence by keeping the central theme as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, celebrating creativity in science, technology and innovation for a prosperous India. The program was jointly organized by the Ministry of Earth Sciences, Ministry of Science and Technology and other departments of the Government of India in collaboration with Vigyan Bharati and the Government of Goa. The festival, organized in hybrid mode from 10th to 13th December, was inaugurated by Dr. Jitendra Singh, the Union Minister of Science and Technology and Earth Sciences. The Chief Minister of Goa, Pramod Sawant, and several other dignitaries were present on the occasion. The Government of India aims to make science and technology a major part of every Indian household to strengthen the future economy of India, and Iisf is providing a perfect platform to realize this effort.
Now, science and technology is going to be an essential part of every Indian household, and it is going to determine the future economy of India, the future startups of India, and not only startups, but sustainable startups on whom this economy will depend. In the Ministry of Earth Sciences, which is organizing this event, we have a huge lot of ambitious plan in the form of deep sea motion, Samundrayaan, to discover the enormous attributes hidden inside the seabeds, the marine minerals, which are exclusive to India, which have not yet been explored. And once explored, they'll form a major part of India's economy in the years to come. Let's not forget, India is the only country which has an ocean named after it, called the Indian Ocean. And from Goa, I think that journey of ocean economy being an essential determinant of India's future economy should go out loud and clear.
The last 6 editions of Iisf were held in East, South and North of India as part of an initiative to bring the thrill and joy of science to the masses. So it was now the turn of the West Zone, bringing the 7th India International Science Festival to Goa. About 2,000 people directly participated in this 4-day event, which included more than 500 scientists, teachers, researchers, and traditional artisans from India and abroad. Apart from this, a large number of people from across the country and around the world also participated virtually. Iisf 2021 saw 12 events including Science Village, Traditional Crafts and Artisan Meet, Games and Toys, Global Indian Scientists and Technocrats Fest, New Age Technology and the Mega Science and Technology Expo.
We have taken this festival to all directions of our country except western side. So we thought that we need to have this festival of this year in the western region of our country. So the selection of Goa was done. Science is a field of excellent creative minds, and because of the creativity of those people in the domain of science, we could get many things in our life. Our life has become different. So we need to celebrate that creativity in science. So here is an opportunity to all people to take joy of doing science.
The emphasis of Iisf has always been on acquainting the young generation with the country's glorious history and scientific achievements. In the 7th edition too, the participation of school students was the highlight, who not only got the opportunity to listen to scientists and learn more about science, but also attended this extravagant event. They also got the opportunity to engage in record-making activities on a daily basis.
I can say that with the proud that this city of Panji was full of energy, where everyone, right from the school going child to teacher to higher education professors to scientists to engineers, everybody was part of this and they have really enjoyed thoroughly. And everything was made available through the virtual platform, available for all across the people across the globe, and everyone has really enjoyed this.
Iisf aims to highlight the utility of science in daily life, just like our traditional knowledge, so that science is not perceived merely as a subject of research. That is why efforts are being made to take science to every city and village of India in the form of a festival. The 7th edition of Iisf took these efforts a huge step further.
The Iisf 2021 was organized this time in hybrid mode, and the enthusiasm of the participants was no less than the previous editions. The festival was visited by many people, both physically and virtually. Let us see how the visitors perceived this year's mega festival of science.
It is a good platform to beginners like we research scholars and college students, nursery students, kids.
You can have fun over here, and they are showing you some inspirational things. So basically this is a place where you get to know something about science.
This is my third IIS and continuously. Last year I attend IIS of online mode. But I want to say only one thing. ISF is a very good platform for all the researchers and young students which are come from the various institutes.
The experience was incredible. Lot of the people, not only from the students, but lot of from different segments, from students to scientists to the people into the toy manufacturing or the people looking forward for the toy. All were here. People were giving suggestions. I also got very good suggestions, and people appreciated my toys also.
I've been attending this festival and it has been a very positive experience so far. The films were very inspiring. Some of them brought up topics which we had never seen before. We got to know about a lot of new things.
All of them were really fun to watch, and it's a science festival, science film festival. I've never been to one before, and being here was really interesting. And I'm grateful for the organizers for allowing me to come to this event.
Unmanned aerial vehicles or drones are now also being used as corona warriors to combat the pandemic of COVID-19. Union Minister of Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Jitendra Singh, recently launched a pilot project for the air delivery of the COVID-19 vaccine in the undulating landscape of Jammu using a very special Octa Copter drone. Developed by the CSIR National Aerospace Laboratories, Bengaluru, this indigenous drone will prove to be very helpful in taking missions like vaccination to the last citizen of the country. Here is a report.
Unmanned aerial vehicle, also known as a drone, is a gift of science and technology that is proving to be useful in almost every field. With their vast array of uses, drones have made even complex tasks very easy. And now they are being used for the delivery of vaccines, medicines, samples, etc. to remote corners of the country. As part of creating an efficient delivery mechanism, the Union Minister of Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Jitendra Singh, recently launched a pilot project of air delivering the COVID-19 vaccine in the difficult terrain of Jammu using drones. Developed by CSIR National Aerospace Laboratories in Bengaluru, this 8-rotor specialized drone made its first test flight of 8 kilometers from CSIR's Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine in Jammu to Mud Block Medical Center. The drone delivered 50 vaccines to the destination in just 20 minutes, whereas the same journey takes about an hour by road. Delivering medical services in hilly regions like Jammu and Kashmir is a tough task due to the inhospitable geographical locations and the settlements being spread over vast areas. Most of the time, distances seem longer due to a lack of access of good roads and the difficulty in navigation, making the delivery of these services extremely difficult and time-consuming. This drone service will be helpful in filling this gap and fulfilling the Government of India's goal of reaching the last person standing in line in these remote and inaccessible areas.
इस ड्रोन विकल्प का सर्वाधिक लाभ देश के उन क्षेत्रों को होगा जहां भौगोलिक कठिनाइयां हैं, परिस्थितियां ऐसी हैं, टोपोग्राफी ऐसी है, कहीं नाले, कहीं नदियां, कहीं पहाड़, कहीं पगडंडियां, तो किस प्रकार समय को बचाते हुए और कम खर्च करते हुए हम अपनी आधुनिक टेक्नोलॉजी को उपयोग में ला सकते हैं.
The Octa Copter drone has been developed indigenously by the Bengaluru-based National Aerospace Laboratories of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. The drone can lift 20 kgs of weight and can cover a distance of 20 kilometers in a single flight at an altitude of 500 meters and with a speed of 36 kilometers per hour. New generation sensors like geofencing and digital sky have been installed in the Octa Copter, which prevents it from colliding with obstacles in its way. These sensors also help the drone to land safely at its destination even if there is a fault in the GPS system. This indigenous multi-copter made of carbon fiber can rapidly carry out critical tasks like delivery of medicines, food, mail, human organs, besides vaccine delivery to inaccessible areas.
टेक्निकल स्पेसिफिकेशन इसकी ऐसे है कि मैक्सिमम स्पीड जो है इसकी 36 किलोमीटर पर आवर ये जा सकता है और मैक्सिमम रेंज जो है, क्योंकि जिसमें 8 बैटरियां लगी हुई हैं, 8 आपने तो लोगों ने देखा होगा कि इसमें 8 पंख है अलग अलग, तो इसकी वजह से ये 20 किलोमीटर तक हम लोग इसको भेज सकते हैं. और जहाँ पे डाउनलोड होगा, जहाँ पे टीका जहाँ पे डाउनलोड होगा, उसका लोकेशन ड्रोन में डाला हुआ है ताकि बराबर उस जगह जीपीएस लोकेशन से ही वहाँ पे ड्रोन उतरेगा और फिर वहाँ पे जो लोग हैं अस्पतालों के वो आके टीका डाउनलोड कर लेंगे. इसमें कोलिजन सेंसर्स भी लगे हुए हैं कि आसपास में अगर कोई बिल्डिंग या कोई अगर गलती से हवाई जहाज या कोई बर्ड वगैरह कोई आ जाए तो कोलिजन सेंसर है, तो कोलिजन भी अवॉइड करता है, तो इसलिए एक्सीडेंट होने के चांसेस इसके बहुत कम है.
The Government of India has put a lot of emphasis on adopting science and technology solutions to make public services accessible and quick. The use of drones is a step in this direction. Drones are now used in various activities, including carrying out land surveys and doing state-of-the-art mapping. The delivery of the COVID-19 vaccine is its latest use and has earned it the moniker Corona Warrior. The COVID-19 air delivery drone, which has already been approved from the Ministry of Civil Aviation, will help accelerate the pace of vaccination, especially in the mountainous regions of the country, and make the country more capable of meeting and overcoming the challenges of not only this pandemic, but also those in the future.
Seaweed cultivation is turning around lives in the rural region of Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu. This has become possible due to the intervention of CSIR's Central Salt and Marine Chemicals Research Institute, which understood the increasing demand and utility of seaweed and trained villagers in the techniques of algae cultivation. The communities who have been cultivating seaweed for over a decade are now raking in huge profits from the cultivation and processing of seaweed, becoming financially empowered in the process. Here is a Science Monitor report.
Seaweeds are macroscopic algae. As the name suggests, they are found in the sea in abundance. This natural marine product is now being called the medical food of the 21st century. Seaweed is also used as a medicine for use of vagal disease, goiter, cancer, bone transplant, and heart and blood vessel surgery. The various uses of seaweeds have raised their demand across the world. This makes it a natural candidate for cultivation, especially in countries with a coastal line. In the rural areas of Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu, people have been cultivating the algae for a long time. But now, with the help of Marine Algal Research Station, a Mandapam-based unit of CSIR, Central Salt and Marine Chemical Research Institute, they are becoming more efficient in seaweed cultivation and also gaining financial independence. The Marine Station has trained nearly 2,000 people in methods of seaweed cultivation by giving them access to suitable technology and processing methods. This has been done in Rameshwaram and among self-help groups in the coastal areas of Gujarat.
I used to work as a laborer last year. Central Salt people gave me training. After the training, I started earning well, and profit also increased. Now we are earning better than working as a farmer.
The Marine Station of CSM-CRI has developed techniques of algal cultivation adapted to local conditions, and the benefits are now visible. The cultivation of seaweed is especially empowering rural women farmers. Most of the women associated with this farming have been able to cut out the role of middlemen completely and are dealing directly with entrepreneurs and selling the product to them. This, in turn, is improving the economic conditions of entire families.
My husband is involved in the fishing activity which did not give us adequate income. We were unable to provide good education to our children. Thus, we decided to do seaweed cultivation. We are now continuing the seaweed cultivation since last 10 years. In a year, we earned 3 lakh rupees easily after deducting every expense including expenses of family commitments. Our days are going very well. Recently, we expanded our existing house. Although we are working hard, our earnings are better than before.
Seaweed-based activities under this scheme of the Government of India have not only created better employment options in rural coastal regions of Gujarat and Tamil Nadu, but are also creating entrepreneurs. The Training and Technology Assistance of CSIR, CSM-CRI Bhavnagar is ensuring long-term livelihood to the local population and contributing to the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign.
And now let's have a quick look at some other developments that have made news in the field of science and technology in our segment, Science Express.
A glittering ceremony was held in Stockholm on 10th December on the occasion of the death anniversary of Sir Alfred Nobel for the distribution of the Nobel Prizes for the year 2021. In view of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, this time too, the grand ceremony at Stockholm was kept small with limited people in attendance. In this hybrid mode event, this year's laureates in the fields of medicine, physics and chemistry were awarded the Nobel Prize. Two American scientists, David Julius and Ardem Pataputian were awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine. Japan's Sukuro Manabe, Germany's Klaus Hasselmann and Italy's Giorgio Parisi were bestowed with the honor in the field of physics, while Germany's Benjamin List and America's David Macmillan have been recognized for their work in the field of chemistry. Apart from science, Nobel Prizes in literature, economics and peace were also awarded. The Nobel for Peace was awarded at a separate ceremony in Oslo as per the tradition.
The 11th India-Japan Science and Technology Seminar was recently held under the Nobel Laureate Science and Technology Seminar Series. This two-day hybrid mode seminar was organized by the Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute for Medical Sciences and Technology, an autonomous institute under the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, and the Indian JSPS Alumni Association as part of the celebrations of the 75th year of India's independence, the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Speaking on the occasion, Professor K. Vijayaraghavan, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, highlighted the need to build upon the foundation of student exchange and individual collaboration, putting emphasis on launching bigger missions between India and Japan to meet the needs of the entire planet and that of the region. Apart from Nobel Prize-winning scientists, ambassadors of both countries also participated in the event. Discussions were held on science and technology cooperation between the two countries in view of upcoming global challenges. After the World Health Organization declared Omicron a worrying variant of the coronavirus and the cases of the variant were found in India, national laboratories in the country have stepped up their coronavirus genomic surveillance efforts. In view of the ongoing pandemic, the Indian SARS-CoV-2 Genomics Consortium was earlier formed, under which a network of national laboratories is continuously doing genomic surveillance of the coronavirus. Under the consortium, the Centre for Cellular and Molecular Biology, Hyderabad, National Centre for Biological Sciences, Bangalore, CSIR's Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, New Delhi, the Pune Knowledge Cluster of the Indian Institute of Science Education and Research, Pune, and CSIR National Chemical Laboratory have now stepped up efforts to sequence the genomes of more and more samples of the virus.
The water quality in the lower stretches of the river Ganga is worrying and in an alarming situation according to a recent study. The study was carried out by the Integrative Taxonomy and Microbial Ecology Research Group of Iisf, Kolkata as part of the efforts being made under the Water Technology Initiative of the Department of Science and Technology. The scientists monitored 9 sites covering 59 stations along a 50-kilometer path of the lower stretch of the Ganga. Monitoring was done for over 2 years to understand the dynamics of key environmental variables, including forms of dissolved nitrogen along with biological proxies. The study found the water quality to be in an alarming condition. The lower stretches of the river, especially close to the metropolis Kolkata, are heavily affected due to the intense population pressure on both sides of the river. As a result, many unique biodiversity ecosystems such as the Sundarbans mangroves and endangered species like the Gangetic dolphins are under increased threat.
The Ingenuity Mars helicopter sent during NASA's Mars mission recently made its 17th flight. Radio communication between the helicopter and the Perseverance Mars rover was interrupted in the final phase of the flight, which took place about 187 meters northeast at an altitude of 10 meters on the surface of the red planet. However, after 15 minutes, this contact was re-established. According to NASA, telemetry received showed that Ingenuity's movement was successful and its flight electronics and battery were healthy. However, the data of the time of contact loss is still being examined so that a correct assessment can be made. This is the first time that a flying vehicle has been sent to Mars along with the Mars rover, which is helping humans understand the geographical and physical structure of Mars. NASA is now planning the 18th flight for Ingenuity.
And that's all in today's edition of Science Monitor. You can send us your feedback and suggestions through email. Our email ID is indiascience@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar, A50, Sector 62, Noida, 201309, Uttar Pradesh. So I, Aishwarya, will take your leave now. See you again next week. Till then, stay safe and think scientifically. Bye for now.